Well, the main thing it meant to me was here's a bird that in my bird book it said possibly extinct. So for a bird watcher to see a bird that's extinct is not quite like seeing a dinosaur, but it's like seeing something from way time past. And in reading about it, I knew that the Eskimo curlew had run the gauntlet migrating north from Argentina. It had an interesting migration pattern like the golden plover does, but it bred only in northwestern Canada, where the only place nests were found, and only a few nests, but there were probably some Alaska too. Then after breeding, it migrated across Canada to Labrador, where it fed on these crowberries and put on a lot of weight so that it could migrate all the way to Argentina without stopping. Audubon went there and saw flocks of them in Labrador. That's how much Audubon got around it. He made it to Labrador and saw big flocks of Eskimo curlews. And it migrated all the way to Argentina, to the grassland of Argentina, where it spent the winter. And then in the spring, it migrated north from Argentina and came through Texas and the Great Plains on its way north. Well, as it was coming north through the Great Plains, so in Argentina, people were shooting it for food. But also when it came through Texas and all through the Great Plains, more people were shooting it. So they had wagon loads of Eskimo curlews. And some people felt that after the passage of pigeon was pretty well eliminated and eventually went extinct by man shooting it to sell the pigeons for in markets, the next thing to go after was the Eskimo curlew. So that was another market bird that they could shoot and sell the Eskimo curlews in the market. So it ran a gauntlet going north. The other thing that's an interesting possibility is there was a grasshopper that was abundant in the Great Plains, when the Great Plains had grassland. And the Eskimo curlews fed on that grasshopper as they migrated north and put on more weight and more fat so they could make it to northwestern Canada. And what happens with a migratory bird, if it's not getting food during its migration, it may not make it to its breeding grounds. That's what's happening with the red knot now, which used to be abundant on the Texas coast and on the East Coast, but it fed on the eggs of the horseshoe crab, and the horseshoe crabs have been eliminated so much that the knots are going way down because they're not getting enough food on their migration. But I was aware of that. I was already very interested in conservation, and so I was aware of that as I was seeing this bird that was a bird from the past.